So far from what I'm hearing, it's mostly
No static or anything?
Nope.
Okay, so my fan was causing that heavy amount of static then. Okay, thanks.
No problem.
So, hello everybody. Welcome back to our sanctuary for today. Joining me right now is Mr. Pilot Dragvern, even if it's only for a short period of time today. I had to redo this recording because the last video apparently did not register that I ended up going all the way through, and the live stream ended at like 13 minutes instead of the hour mark where I was. So I restarted, and now I'm back to here. Same spot as I left off last time. Although I did remember to do one thing before I got here. Forgot to show it off before, but there are some DLC items that we can grab. Nothing too overpowered or anything. Just minor things that actually help out, some cosmetics and a couple of recovery items. So with that in mind, let us begin. The exploration of the old schoolhouse. Obtained force.
What's this?
That's called a master quartz. If you set that into the large slot in the center of your Arcus, you'll be able to use arts. Go on, give it a try.
Ooh, there's my shoulder. Hello.
A general term for mechanical devices that extract orbital energy from septium and use it to generate magical effects and enhancements. The Battle Ornament Arcus, a personal use device that can harness orbital energy in a variety of ways, depending on the quartz set in it. Since they are tailor-made for their users, the ornament's internal structure varies from one unit to another. Quartz, a circuit made from septium fragments called sepith, set into battle ornaments to harness a variety of powers and properties. Master Quartz, a special kind of quartz which can be set into the middle of the new Arcus battle ornaments. These quartz are stronger and more adaptable than regular quartz, and by fighting battles with one set in your ornament, it will level up and gain new abilities, as the example shown down below is, versus a level 1 version of Force to a level 3 version. Set the Master Quartz into Reen's Arcus. Quartz can be set in the Ordnance section of the camp menu.
What in the world?
That light means that you've successfully synchronized with your Arcus. Congratulations! Now you can use arts as much as you want. These Arcus units have plenty more nifty features. But I wouldn't want to bombard you with too much info all at once, so we'll cover those another time. Anyway, since you've got your Arcus all set up and ready to go, here's what I want you to do. When you step through that door, you'll be in an underground testing area. Basically, it's a dungeon. It's pretty large and full of twists and turns. I'd almost guarantee you'll get lost at least once. But when you find the exit, you'll be able to return to the first floor of this old schoolhouse. There are monsters wandering around though, so don't let your guard down even for a moment. With all that said, let's commence our special orienteering exercise. Your objective is to make your way through this area and back to the surface. Make it back in one piece, and I'll be happy to field any complaints you might have. If you make it back safely, I might even give you a kiss. Free of charge. On the cheek, of course.
I don't think she's joking.
Where do you think you're going?
Were you planning to wander off on your own without saying anything?
I have no interest in becoming friends with anyone here, and I'm surprised that you, of all people, give a damn what I do. Unless you've suddenly decided you do want to keep company with one of those stuck-up hedonists after all. Still, if you're afraid of the monsters, I suppose I could accompany you. After all, what kind of Erebonian noble would I be if I didn't have at least some degree of prowess with a sword? And noblesse oblige dictates that it's my sacred duty to protect powerless commoners such as yourself.
What the hell? Nobody's asking your High Excellency to deign to help us! If that's how you're gonna be, I'll just find my way out of here before you! I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself without some relic of an outdated class system dragging me down!
What should we do?
The only thing we can do. We should begin exploring these ruins ourselves. I believe it would be prudent to remain in small groups, however. Would the two of you have any objections to accompanying me?
Oh, no, that's fine. It would be a huge help, actually.
And you're welcome to join us as... well, I suppose that's a no. Perhaps we'll run into her along the way, and she can join us then. So, shall we be off? I'm certain you gentlemen will be fine, but do take care.
Okay.
If you'll excuse us, please.
Not such a hot first impression there, huh?
You can say that again. I'll have to clear things up with her later. Anyway, how do you guys want to do this? Should the three of us stick together too?
Sounds good to me. I'd get pretty anxious wandering around a place like this alone.
No objections here. I'd be happy to accompany you. I don't believe I've introduced myself yet. My name is Gaius Warzel. I just arrived in the Empire, so any help you can offer would be much appreciated.
Oh, so you're from abroad. I'd been wondering. My name's Reen Schwarzer. It's nice to meet you.
I'm Elliot Craig. So, you fight with that?
Of course. Why else would I be carrying it?
It's a spear, but it has that odd cross-shaped head.
It looks kind of awesome.
Think of it as combining the best parts of a spear and a poleaxe. I was pretty handy with it back home. But speaking of weapons, I have to say, yours looks pretty unique.
Oh, this thing.
Is it a staff? Wait, no. It's an ornament, isn't it?
Both, actually. It's an orbital staff. The tech is pretty recent. This one's still a prototype, more or less. Back during enrollment, they told me I had some aptitude for it, so when it came time to choose, I just sort of ran with it.
Interesting. I've never seen anything like it before.
Can't say I have either.
They're still in development, apparently, so there aren't too many around just yet. But that said, I'm curious about what you've got there, Reen.
Oh, my sword?
Yeah, but what kind of sword is it?
It's different from the kinds of swords I thought the people in the Empire used, though.
It's an eastern style of saber called Itachi. Any way you slice it, though, it's basically a longsword.
Wow, that's one beautiful blade.
The craftsmanship looks exceptional.
They're renowned for the layering of their steel and the sharpness of their edge. Truth be told, though, I'm still a little hesitant to be swinging around something this dangerous.
Seriously? If that's what hesitant looks like, I'll bet confidence will make you unstoppable.
Well, you sound like a good guy to have around when the going gets tough. Speaking of which, I think we've been standing around long enough. We should really be getting ourselves into trouble.
I think I can manage that. You saw it yourselves. Trouble has a way of dropping in on me. Let's take it slow and steady, though. We need to adapt to each other's fighting styles to really gel as a team.
Got it.
Elliot has joined the party. Gaius has joined the party. You can change the characters leading the party in the camp menu or on the field map by pressing the L1 button. In addition, you can use the tactics section of the combat menu to change the party order as well as your battle formation. You can press the X button to attack enemies on the field. An attack from the front will cause an enemy to pause briefly, but if you can land attack from behind, the enemy will be stunned for a set time, or even faint, if the attacker's weapon type is effective against them. Down below, you'll end up seeing the different types of advantages that can be shown. If your level is significantly higher than enemies, you can defeat them with a field attack, meaning that if your level exceeds them by a decent margin, you don't even have to enter battle. You will be able to kill them right then and there. So with that, here are our 3 party members for now. Now, because of how they are, we have 2 attackers, 1 support. And obviously the support is set in the back, which is good. So now let's make some headway in.
Yikes! A monster!
Huh. Never seen this kind before.
Looks like a flying feline. Careful, everyone.
Whenever those active voices come up, I will stop because of the fact that the active voice lines will not continue if you happen to step into a cutscene or a space where another active voice line will occur. So to let you all end up hearing everything that goes on, that's going to be what happens.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Right there we got a triple advantage, which is good. Turn order, which is shown on the left side, you can see that our 3 characters end up starting to fight. That's one of the benefits of the advantage that I have done. Active combatants each take action on their turn. After doing so, the ally or enemy below them in the battle order bar takes their turn. In battle, there are a variety of bonuses that can appear on different turns. As you can see here, the yellow ones are HPs, the blues are EPs, which is what allows you to use your magic, and the green is combat points, which allows you to use stronger attacks. There's the crit node, which will increase healing and damage by 1.5, and attacks will always unbalance an enemy. Unbalance will come into play a little later. The Sepith Up, which is basically it allows more money to drop from the enemy. Sepith being the currency for the game. Zero Arts allows you to cast magic spells without any EP cost, which is quite helpful. Selecting the attack command will display that character's movements and attack ranges. Outer circle attack range, inner circle movement range. If you select an enemy outside the character's attack range, there will be an X. The character will not attack, only moving to where the target is displayed. You can also see that as I got the advantage, they also don't start with full health, which is very beneficial for us. By dealing and receiving damage, you will gain craft points. You can use these points to perform crafts. Crafts are special combat skills unique to each character. New crafts are gained by leveling up.
my turn.
Leave it to me.
Now comes... Oh, he does not have any arts right now, so I'm not worried about
My
that.
turn.
Let's at least finish off one of
Leave it
these
to me.
enemies for now. As you see, I just activated turbo mode just to speed this up a little bit.
Here we go. It's my turn. There. Together, we're unbeatable.
And with that, fight's over.
Please tell me there aren't more of those things lurking around here.
I hate to tell you, but I can sense more further in.
Anyway, let's just stay alert.
You can now view the active voice and monster guide tabs of your notebook. The active voice record lists the last 50 active voice lines heard, allowing you to reread them or listen to them again. The monster guide automatically records information on monsters you fought, serving as a valuable reference. Basically the bestiary for this game. Both can be accessed via the touchpad or by choosing Note and selecting the relevant tab in the camp menu.
Touch.
Fighting a given type of enemy gradually unlocks information about them. The battle scope item as well as certain arts and crafts can unlock all information at once. As you can see, there's a treasure chest right here.
Huh. There seems to be a treasure chest here.
Looks like another quartz, so we can set this into Arcus units. Most likely, let's give it a try. Several varieties of quartz that can be used with Arcus ordnance. Quartz that enable you to specific arts, Aqua Bleed and Firebolt. Allow you to use the spells equal to them. Quartz that increase your stats, such as HP 1 and Evade 1. And are also quartz with multiple functions, such as the example is showing below, which is Heal. Recover HP while walking around, and enables the use of Tear and Tira arts, which are the healing spells of the game. So for now, let's give... Actually, no, let's do this one for him. For you, attack one. When it comes to the active voice lines, only one random character in your party will say anything, so there won't be any need to wait too long for a conversation to begin. Orbit charging stations like this are often found left behind by some kindly explorer in particularly dangerous areas. If you encounter one, walk up to it and press the X button, then select Rest to restore the HP and EP of all party members. This could be a lifesaver if we find ourselves flagging after a tough battle. Yeah, we should come back here and rest if we need to, just to be on the safe side. Another thing that you can do here, break these things. Any little object you see around the map, you can break, and some of them will actually grant items for you, battle items or the currency for the game. I don't think physical attacks are going to be very effective against that monster. I think you're right, we'll need to rely on arts this time. Got it. Actually attacking with my orbital staff has basically the same effect as arts, just without any casting time. So if worse comes to worse, I should just be able to run up and smack it. I can see that thing coming in handy. Well, we're counting on you then to lead the charge.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
No, cannot do that.
Arts are a kind of magic which require an ornament to use. They can be used by setting a quartz or master quartz into an ornament. Arts require time to cast and consume EP when used. Attack arts and support arts. This shows how effective arts of each element will be against an enemy. Water damage will deal normal damage. Wind arts will deal only 80% of their normal damage. And fire arts will deal 155% of their normal damage. Discover which elements an enemy is weak against to finish them off quick.
Here we go.
Same thing right here. So,
Leave it to me.
as you can see, arts end up taking a charging time, which also puts the character later in the attack order. Sometimes it can actually be a benefit to do that, but other times it can be quite a hindrance. And as you can see right here, I now have Elia about to land on a 0 arts. That will mean that this, even though he wasn't on the node, he will still be able to cast this without consuming the EP.
Here we go.
Since this thing is already low, I know I'm not going to do any damage, but I'm not going to waste any more of my points right now on it.
Is everybody okay?
Early game, it's best to conserve your EP points until you actually need them. Since you don't really have much in the way of numbers, so conserving them is best.
I'm starting to lose my sense of direction down here.
Yeah, gotta make sure we're not going in circles.
There's another enemy. An insectoid monster, huh? Looks like that shell can take a real beating. Might be pretty tough to take it down. Agreed, we'll need to keep our wits about us against us.
Burn it with fire.
We should probably give it everything we've got. Arts and crafts included and see what works best. First off, let's actually get a triple advantage.
The wind's behind us. Let's go.
Oh, I got a double. Okay, that's fine. Status efficacy. This shows how likely an enemy is to be afflicted with a particular status ailment. From the example, it's using a slime right now, so it's not really going to help us in this fight, but poison on slimes would be half as effective, so any skill that says it has a 10% chance will then be lowered to a 5%. For burn, it says that slimes would be able to be burned as effectively as normal. So if a skill says 50% chance, you have a 50% chance. And it says freeze has a 1.5 times multiplier, meaning if you have a 15% chance of it, you actually have a 30%. And you also see nightmare is completely ineffective. These are all the different status ailments that are in the game. I will be using a couple of these frequently, but some of them are more useless than others. Death Blow is not really going to be something that's going to be very needed in here, because it's not like we're going to be killing many enemies with one shot in Nightmare mode. At least not yet anyway, unless I do some heavy grinding. And even then, it's unlikely. Confuse, not really too beneficial in the end. Faint can be pretty easy to end up afflicting. Petrify is fairly simple with Earth Arts. Freeze, Burn, and Poison all pretty much do the same thing. They deal damage at the end of the turn, but their damage is varied. Poison deals minor damage, Freeze deals medium damage, and Burn deals major damage. Sleep just puts the opponent to sleep, making them impossible to end up doing anything. Blind reduces his accuracy and evasion. Mute, unable to cast spells and shit. Seal makes it that they can't use crafts or S-crafts. There are some enemies that you can actually exploit using some of these abilities, and then you can control them just a little bit better. Here are some more. There's Delay, Vanish, which Vanish basically makes the target leave the battle for a set amount of time. If you manage to kill every other enemy before they return, you win the fight. Or if the enemy inflicts vanish on one of your teammates and they kill all of your other teammates that are out, you automatically lose, regardless of if there was a turn for your ally to return. As you can see, everything here standard.
My turn.
So, for now, we have Coin Beetle, and as I'm sure you all had heard with Mr. Dragburn, burn it with fire. That's actually what their elemental efficacy weakness is. So, that is what we will be doing.
All right.
Gale Stinger.
My turn.
These are some enemies that can actually be exploited with stun, since, as you see, this enemy is already stunned with 4 turns. It's 100% on here, so that means there's no change to it, so there's no resistance to it, so whatever number you end up having is the number that you'll end up getting. So for now, let's attack both of these.
Right.
Attack them both again.
Here we go.
And then let's kill this one. Now, as you can see, they're going to have a lot of turns right now. And hopefully none of them really matter all too much.
Leave it to me.
Good, not many of them did. As you see here, seal 50% chance.
My turn.
Let's see, how many of them got sealed? I now have 4 of them sealed up. So 4 enemies aren't going to be able to move. And with that, I've just killed 2 of them.
Go.
Okay, this is going to be a time where it's probably best to use a healing item, just to keep him alive.
Thanks.
For now, let's hit the 2 of them.
Leave it to me.
Gale Stinger again.
Won't give up.
So now 3 of the enemies are stunned, so 3 of them cannot do anything. And because Reen is getting a little bit low on health, I'm actually going to heal him up. I'm going to smack those 2, even if it costs me a little bit of health on this guy.
Go. There.
Autumn Beetle.
It's my turn.
Not much damage, no, but decent enough for now. That's a heavy
Not
hit.
good.
With this, I'm going to heal him.
Here we go.
And
Not good.
see, I actually just burned the enemy, so
All right.
that burn means I don't really even have to worry about this enemy now. If he got stunned or sealed as well, then he's already dead. He did get sealed. Nice.
Oh, we did it!
Elliot, are you okay?
I don't see any obvious injury.
I'm okay. I was just so relieved the fight was over. The strength kind of just left my legs. I'm amazed how calm you two are. You don't seem tired or worried or anything.
I guess I'm just used to fighting monsters like these.
You need a hand?
No, I'll be fine. It was just a momentary lapse on... And there we go.
Look out!
Elliot!
What?
No!
What?
Looks like I made it just in time. Adios for that.
Oh, it's you!
You said your name was Machias, right?
That's right. Came to realize that I shouldn't have just stormed off like I did. I let that arrogant noble goad me into losing my composure, acting on impulse. So I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I acted foolishly, and I hope you...
No sweat. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, we all have moments when we say or do things we regret. That's human nature for you. Oh, and thanks for saving me, by the way.
I'm just glad I happened to be passing by. After I'd cooled my head, I decided to retrace my steps, and there you were. Is it just the three of you here?
Yeah, we stood around talking for a while, so the others are probably ahead of us at this point.
I don't think there's any reason to go back any farther. I can't imagine you'll find anyone there.
I see. I don't suppose you'd mind if I came with you, would you? I'm reasonably skilled with a gun, so you might find it useful having me along.
Sure thing. Welcome aboard. The name's Reen Schwarzer.
I'm Elliot Craig. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Gaius Warzel. It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine, I assure you. My name is Machias Regnitz. Could I ask you what social class you each belong to? I realize how that must sound, considering my recent outburst. But please, don't take it personally. I'm simply curious to know who I'm associating with.
Well, both my parents are commoners.
Likewise. Though my homeland has no class system to begin with.
Ah, so you're from abroad then. What about you, Reen?
Well... let's just say I haven't got a drop of noble blood in my veins. So I guess we're all on equal standing here.
Oh, now that's a relief. We should probably get moving then. Somewhat concerned about the girls, as you might imagine. I'd feel much better if we were around to help if they wound up in danger.
Yeah, I suppose there's strength in numbers.
All right, let's go.
Machias has joined the party. You can expand the minimap by pressing the options button. This allows you to view the area's topography, as well as your location and the location of enemies. Now you see we have a fourth ally, Machias Regnitz. He uses a shotgun, as you can see. Just because I actually feel like it, though, I'm going to do this. Playing through this game before, I've actually come to enjoy these casual outfits for some of the characters. Some of the characters have questionable casuals, but I don't mind most of them. It looks more like a relaxed theme for them anyway. So for now, we are going into Area 2.
What's a place like this even doing on the school grounds?
Yeah, who puts a giant trapdoor in a campus building?
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Just going to wait for this enemy to turn around real quick. So I can do that.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
And there's a triple advantage. As you remember, these enemies have a very strong weakness to fire. And a very simple exploit for seal.
My turn.
Simple enough for most of these. Now I'm going to use the craft Resounding Beat, which it increases defense, and at the end of each character's turn, they end up getting a heal bonus. So, as you can see underneath each of the characters' names, like for Machias right now, if you look closely it says ADF, defense up, and then a heart symbol. The heart is regeneration, defense obviously means defense up. ADF means magic defense. Now if you look at Gaius, you'll see a whitish symbol underneath there. That is called Insight. Insight increases a character's evasion rate by 50%. That's a ability for Gaius's Master Quartz, which allows him to have that insight without any other quartz or skill available. There's that damage. Now as you can see, since Reen is getting a little bit low, I'm not going to use his EP points for now. I'm just going to do that.
Right.
Standard attack.
All right.
And now, due to the fact that Reen is kind of in a bad spot, I'm going to do this. Hope I get some seal off. And it looks like I did get some. If I bring Elliot over here, I can attack two of them, which is good. Resounding Beat on Nightmare Mode is going to be one of your best friends whenever you have him. So, if you choose to play the game, do not forget about that ability. It is very good to use.
It's my turn.
So just like any of the other abilities, because it has a range, your character does need to be within a certain range to actually hit. As you can see, the circle, I can manipulate it to still hit everybody, but that's barely reaching it.
Keep it up, everyone!
It looks like the stun is wearing off for most of these guys. So let's reapply it. And with that, almost every single enemy is currently stunned. Which is actually quite good.
It's my turn.
Let's not waste his combat points. His combat points are going to be needed when we get to the final boss here. Since we now have most of them already down, let's start killing them all.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
That's...
Go.
As you see, they both have 2 more turns left on their stuns, so... If I
Right.
can kill them in 2 turns, then all the better.
All right.
However, that's not going to be likely. So, the turn order also ends up going by their individual turns. So, until they end up having another turn, they will not be able to move, which is one of the benefits of this battle system. If you know how to manipulate the battles and you get lucky with the RNG, you should be able to keep enemies from attacking you very often.
Is everybody okay?
And there's Reen and Gaius, both leveled up.
Right.
As you see, now Reen has over 1,000 HP, his strength went up to 171, defense 133, ATS, which is magic damage. He's now 65, and ADF, magic defense, is 75.
Nice.
Gaius went up to 1,180, attack went up to 172, 148, 51, and 70.
Eat that.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Long range stuns are a lot easier to do than short range, so.
All right.
Since the flying felines we already fought earlier with 3 characters, fighting it with 4 is really no different. It actually ends up being a lot easier.
Leave it to me.
As you see right there, I just stole a crit node, and I petrified him. One of the good things about petrification is when an enemy is petrified, there is a chance to insta-kill with any attack. Just like that. That was the insta-kill because of the aura that appeared right around him as I attacked.
My turn. All right, let's keep going.
Elliot leveled up too. Good, good.
All right.
Okay, so let's move on now. And as you can see, now we have a slime in front of us, so... Wait a moment, see if we can get this slime to turn its back.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Go.
Firebolt,
Leave it to me. Arcus, activate.
Airstrike,
My turn.
Aqua Bleed,
Right. Yeah. Ha.
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
easy victory.
My turn.
It's my turn. Right.
So, before I actually proceed, I'm going to give Reen some health back real quick. Take this. Good.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Now, instead of 8 of them, you see it looks like we only have 6, which is a lot better.
Right. Give it up, everyone.
Switching around and beat. Get some health back.
It's my turn.
Gale Stinger. See if we get some stuns.
Right.
Nope, no stuns. Oh well, it's not that big a deal.
My turn.
It's my turn.
All right.
Whenever you get the Zero Arch, regardless of if the character is effective with magic or not, it's best to use a magic skill. Just due to the fact that it's free magic and it should end up doing a decent chunk. Don't miss up opportunities like those. Because quite often, those missed opportunities are what are the opportunities that end up getting you screwed.
Here we go.
And now you see all the enemies are pretty grouped up.
There.
Let's hit 4 of them at once.
My turn.
Hit 3 and kill 2 of them. Hit 2, kill 1. And there's a free counter. Free damage. Nice.
It's my turn. Go.
Even though it's not going to kill, at least get some more damage out. Right now, it doesn't matter how much damage Elliot takes because he's getting a heal anyway.
All right.
Leave it to me.
And nope, still a little short on the damage there.
Go.
And if you looked at the turn order, you would have also noticed that since I killed that one, now there's no one interrupting these 2 turns. It's another good way to control the battle if you kill enemies that are about to have their turns.
We meet again.
Good to see you guys are hanging in there.
I'm glad the 4 of you are unharmed as well.
Well, it seems you've cooled your head a bit at least.
Yes, I've calmed down now.
At any rate, I don't believe I've introduced myself yet, have I? I'm Laura S. Arcade, from the town of Legrand. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Huh. LeGrand.
That's down on the southeastern outskirts of the Empire, isn't it?
Correct. It's an old castle town on the shores of Lake Ebble. We're connected to the rest of the country by train, but other than that, it's a fairly remote region.
That name sounds so familiar. Wait, so your father would be...
Yes, my father is Viscount Arcade, Lord of Legrand. Do you take issue with that?
No, not at all.
Magius, was it? I can only speak for myself, but I don't feel I've ever done anything to bring shame upon myself in Adios' eyes. And I fully believe the same to be true of my father.
Please, I meant no offense. I'm sorry if I, say, I don't believe we've been introduced.
I'm Emma Milstein. Like Laura, I come from a distant region of the Empire. I was only able to attend Thor's thanks to a scholarship, in fact. It's very nice to meet you.
A scholarship? Indeed. Now that you mention it, our instructor did say yours was the top score on the entrance exam. I think I was outdone. By a girl, no less.
You must be quite the prodigy.
Maybe it seems like it now, but really, I'm not. I don't have any training in the martial arts either, so this is the weapon they recommended for me.
Oh, cool. You got an orbital staff too. Yours looks different from mine, though.
Huh, so it does. I wonder if it's just cosmetic. Oh.
Is something the matter? We're all acquainted now. It's only proper that you introduce yourself.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Lisa R. from Ruhr. It's a pleasure to meet almost all of you.
Elisa.
Ruhr, huh? What's it like living there? There's probably a new technological breakthrough every week.
The Reinford Company's based in Ruhr, and they're the largest heavy industry corporation on the continent, aren't they?
I suppose they are.
So, hey. I guess that bow must have been in that case you had with you when we first met, right? I've never seen one like it. Is there some kind of orbital mechanism built in?
There is, but I don't see how that's any of your business.
Ouch.
Yeah. Anyone got any ideas on what to do now? We've all run into each other wandering around. How about we stick together?
I think that would be for the best. It's not safe for a group of girls to travel alone. You may require protection.
You needn't to be concerned about that.
Now comes a chance to say this question. Where the hell did she pull that giant-ass blade from?
I don't mean to boast, but I'm confident my swordsmanship will be more than sufficient to protect us.
That sword is bigger than her.
For now, I think it's best to remain in separate groups. There are still 2 of us who remain unaccounted for.
That's right. We still haven't run into that silver-haired girl.
In that case, 2 teams means double the chance to find them. 2 teams is double the coverage, and double the chance of crossing paths with our missing companions. How's that sound?
I have no objections. So then, shall we be off?
All right.
We'll see the 4 of you later then.
And there went those 3.
She really doesn't seem like she's gonna let that go, does she?
It was clearly an accident. Everyone could see that. But still, is no one else worried about leaving a group of girls to fend for themselves in a place like this?
I'm live streaming right now, Serial. I don't know if anybody in the stream can hear you or not.
There are 4 of us here.
I am currently in a party with Serial as I was with Drag earlier.
I don't think we have anything to worry about as long as Laura's with them. She really wears her skill on her sleeve. I doubt she drags around a sword that big just for show.
As Gaius just said, she does not drag that sword around. Oddly enough, for someone with her frame, she's able to wield that thing like a butter knife.
It's certainly an enormous blade. I'd call it comically huge if it didn't look so dangerous. But at the end of the day, a lady is a lady.
She's taller and sturdier than I am. Though I admit it's still hard to believe anyone could swing that beast of a sword.
I'll bet she can whip it around without breaking a sweat. The Arcite School of Swordsmanship serves as a general basis for the techniques used by knights throughout the Empire. And her father, the Viscount, is arguably the strongest swordsman in the country. People call him the Radiant Blade Master. I doubt any of the other students here could even stand their ground against her in combat, much less beat her.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know there were still roots of the old knightly styles alive in the Empire.
You sure know a lot about this stuff, Reen. A hobby of yours?
I'm a swordsman myself. I guess the lore sort of comes with the territory. At any rate, how about we pick up the search? I'm worried about that silver-haired girl, and we still need to track down Duke Albarea's son, too.
That's true.
I couldn't care less what happens to that pompous ass. Can rot down here.
Come on now, that's no way to treat someone you just met.
Looks like the path splits. Which way do you think we should go?
I feel a little wind blowing from the east.
My turn!
The exit's that way.
Right.
Trying to end up getting a spec strike.
I've got this!
I am not getting it very easily.
Stay on guard and don't get cocky.
Too slow! My turn!
Since we have this slime here, I'm actually going to take it out real quick.
Leave it to
No
me.
sense in leaving that thing around and the rest of these enemies can be killed with physical attacks.
My turn!
My turn! Alright.
Right.
Right!
My turn!
Okay, it's safe for now.
Alright.
Leave it to me. Oh, what a nice looking treasure chest.
Eat that! I've got this!
There we go. Finally, an item. 2 items dropped, actually. So, Tear Bomb, basic healing item, and Space Sepith, just standard items itself. And Mirage. Okay. Those are actually some of the elements you'll encounter later on in the game. Right now, they're not too relevant. I'll further explain those elements when we actually get to a point that actually matters.
Leave it to me. Right.
Now's our chance! We can do this!
My turn!
So, you already see I don't have any more magic points for this, so Reen is completely useless for this part of the fight.
Leave it to me.
Even crafts do nothing against them, which is quite unfortunate.
My turn!
My turn!
But that's how it goes.
Right.
Leave it to me. Marcus, activate.
Yeah.
My turn!
Right now, I'm just going to put Reen in the back for now, since he can't do anything.
Right!
My turn!
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
All right, let's keep moving.
And with that, that enemy is dead now.
Go!
What's wrong?
More monsters?
No, not monsters. It's...
You're pretty sharp.
Oh,
It's the silver-haired girl.
I'm glad to see you're all right. Though it looks like there was nothing to worry about in the first place.
Nope. I'm small and quick. These things can't lay a finger on me. Oh yeah, Fee Clausel. That's my name. You're just over halfway through. Keep it up. Later.
hey, wait!
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
I'll be fine. I'm used to this. See you at the end.
She is not kidding when she says she's unable to get touched by these enemies. With how agile she is.
Wow. She certainly wasn't fibbing about being quick on her feet. Guess we really don't need to worry about her.
Yeah, now I'm more convinced than ever that she knows exactly what she's doing. Just over halfway through? Has she already been to the exit and then come back?
Leave it to me. Right! The wind's behind us. Let's go!
My turn! Alright, who's there?
These enemies doesn't matter. I can just attack normally and just kill them all.
It's my turn. Who's there?
My turn! It's my turn!
Here we go! There! It's my turn. Who's there?
I should probably remember to end up putting an epilepsy freaking notice on this
That takes care of them.
whenever it comes to some of those abilities.
I did it!
Here we go!
Oh, damn it. Turned around at the last minute.
Go!
Since I am playing this on Nightmare mode, it's gonna be quite efficient for me to actually fight everything that I come across. The enemies are no joke in this game.
Right! Leave it to me!
Come on! My turn! Here we go!
Right!
I know I have healing items that I can use, but unfortunately I would rather not use them right now. I'd rather hold them for the boss that we have upcoming.
Go!
Now this is an instance where I can actually use something from Reed,
Let's keep
because he landed on a Zero Arts node.
Do you hear that?
Someone's fighting up ahead.
Come on! Rain!
Wait for me!
Incredible!
That was really something.
Judging by that display, I don't think he needs any help from us. I take it that's another school of Imperial swordsmanship?
Right. That's court fencing, an agile style favored by the nobility. And judging by his poise, he's no amateur.
Did you need something?
Sorry, I was just admiring your swordsmanship. I'm Reen Schwarzer. I didn't get the chance to introduce myself earlier.
I'm Elliot Craig.
Guy Schwarzel. Nice to meet you.
I believe I have already introduced myself, but once again, I'm Eustace Albarea. And I have to say, I didn't think you had it in you. I'm impressed.
What are you talking about?
After all that bluster about finding your way to the exit alone, I wasn't expecting you to actually rely on others for help. I assume you came to your senses shortly after you stormed off, and then wandered back to apologize like a good boy. Truly, the virtue of the common man. Why, a preening noble such as myself would be far too proud to do such a thing.
What the hell is your problem? You nobles really are all the same. So full of yourselves, it's a wonder you don't pop. And you're not just a garden variety noble either. House Albarea is one of the highest ranking in the country. I'll bet you just love looking down on us less fortunate souls, don't you?
You're one to talk. I don't need a lecture in rank from the son of the Imperial Governor.
Wait, what?
Oh, I thought the name Regnit sounded familiar.
Karl Regnitz, the first commoner ever to hold the seat of Imperial Governor in Heimdall. The first to rule the capital. And this headstrong young lad just so happens to be a chip off that old block. Pretty rarefied air for a simple commoner, don't you think?
What does that have to do with anything? Yes, my father is the Imperial Governor, but he earned that position through years of hard, honest work. Don't you go lumping him in with you nepotists who get your titles handed to you just for being born.
Perish the thought. No, I mainly just regard your father as a reformist, and a close friend of the Chancellor at that. And as you're vividly aware, his faction is in conflict with the noble faction, led by none other than the four great houses. When you look at it that way, your vitriolic disdain for the nobility suddenly seems rather cheap, wouldn't you say?
You son of a...
Marcus, don't do it!
Okay, now this is one point in the game where you can have an option that will take any different path that you choose. You can either reprimand Eustace or you can stop Machias. Even though technically the both of them kind of do the same thing, they're both different in that aspect. What I'm going to do, though, is reprimand Eustace because he did take a step too far in bringing Machias' father into the conversation.
I think you went a little too far, Eustace. Being at odds with Machias is one thing, but dragging his father into it is pretty low. You're better than that.
Reen.
Perhaps I was a bit out of line. It may be for the best if I leave the four of you to find your way out of here together. While I make my way toward the exit alone and unimpeded.
I can see I've still got a lot to learn about the particulars of your social strata.
Yeah, I'm sad to say these kinds of disputes are pretty indicative of how the Empire is these days. How are you feeling, Machias? Have you calmed down now?
Yes, and I wanted to say I'm sorry for the way I acted. I shouldn't have gotten so riled up over such an obvious taunt.
Yeah, you do kind of lose your cool maybe a little too easily. But is it true what he said? Your dad is the Imperial Governor?
It's true. It's not that I was trying to hide it. I just don't like going around telling everyone. I don't like to... But just so we're clear, that doesn't change who I am. You get right down to it, I'm a commoner, head to toe. My father's salary is nothing to boast about, and he doesn't have any of the perks nobles are born into.
I know. Don't worry. Governor Regnitz is pretty well known for being clean as a whistle.
Really? I've heard the name, but I can't say I really know anything about him.
Well, that's enough about my father for now. We need to get moving. We've wasted far too much time here as it is.
He's right. We should get a move on. All right.
So let's get another heal going for some of these characters, because some of them need it.
Leave it to me. The wind's behind us. Let's go.
My turn.
Again, same as before, I'm going to pull Reen to the back, because he can't really do anything.
My turn.
It's my turn. Arcus, activate.
My turn.
I know I can use some of his crafts, but I'd really rather not.
Here we go.
Do I get lucky with the insta? Yes, I did.
How about this?
All right. Here we go.
Let's pull Reen back again.
My turn.
Leave it to me. Here we go.
Since this enemy has their defense lowered, it would be quite beneficial to actually attack him. Since
Here we go.
that, kill you, and now I can have everybody gang up on this enemy.
My turn.
Go. It's my turn. That's the power of the 8 leaves. I did it.
Reen leveled up again. Motivate.
All right.
Nice.
Elliot and Gaius leveled up. Good.
He seems
Here we
kind
go.
of imposing. I don't know how to break the ice.
Smoke grenade. Those are good for if you're in a tight pinch and you need to escape from battle. Nothing there. And nothing in those. As you all can see, we are almost done. We have to go to that stairway now. However, we are not going to rush that because we still need to get the rest of these enemies and all the chests that are in the
My
area.
turn.
If this is just one enemy, that's not going
Leave
to
it
take
to
too
me.
long.
There. I go where the wind takes. I've got this.
Enemy sighted. Let's take them out.
Here we go.
Again, Rain can't do anything, so let us now go into combat. The arts.
Right.
Gale Stinger. Can't do that right now, unfortunately.
My turn. My turn.
It's my turn.
So now Machias is also somewhat useless at the moment.
It's my turn. Here we go.
Leave it to me.
Right.
Here we go. Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
My turn.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
There. It's my turn. That.
Here we go.
My turn. Is everybody okay?
It does kind of suck that some characters are a lot slower than necessary. And I'm running into a lot of enemies that I kind of need magic for. But again, I'm not planning on wasting any of my magic restore items.
Right.
Leave it to me. Right.
Turn off the turbo mode. Wait for this little bastard to turn around.
Eat that.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Here we go. All right. Let's do this. Leave it to me.
Motivates, craft, Gale Stinger.
It's my turn.
Right.
Leave it to me.
Go! There! Leave it to me.
Right.
Right! Here we go!
My turn.
Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
Here we go! Leave it to me. There! Together, we're unbeatable.
Okay, now there's just one more enemy here, and it is the bat.
Enemy sighted. Let's take him out. Go!
They don't need much, so
My turn.
just to be on the safe side.
Focus activate.
Leave it to me. There! Thanks! Right! Eat that! Go! Too slow! Come on! Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
My turn. Okay, it's safe for now.
Oh, what a nice looking treasure chest.
Evade one. Good. So now I'm going to give him the evade. If you notice there though, these are unable to be put in. That is because the slot that I selected is only meant for wind elemental quartz. Evade just happens to be a wind elemental one.
I've got this!
Now, if you guys are wondering about whether or not you can end up getting a little stronger than this, the answer to that question is yes. Because when you leave an area, all the enemies from that area will end up respawning. So should you choose to grind up a little bit more than I have, then you could just do that. So at this moment though, it's not too necessary since this enemy, if you play smart, isn't going to cause too much trouble. However, let us create a save spot for now, because this is the boss, and after this we will be closing in on the end of the stream. For today anyway. So, let us do this. Now you should see the screen again, and now we shall... I believe we are ready, so we shall go in and start the fight.
Hey, are we...
Looks like we are. That definitely seems to be the exit.
I can see the sunlight streaming in, so I'm guessing we're finally clear.
They have the nerve to call this an orienteering exercise. I'm not certain what I was expecting from an academy founded by Emperor Drygles. I can tell you this wasn't it.
You can say that again. What was all that business about Class 7 anyway?
Good question. We've got people here from different backgrounds, classes, even cultures. Is there some sort of secret agenda with this whole Class 7 thing that we just don't know yet? What was that?
If you guys hear that crackling sound, you're going to see what it is in a moment.
There.
The statue?
What the heck is that?
A beast of living stone?
Iglut Gond, the Stone Guardian.
Are monsters like this common in the Empire?
Of course not.
This thing's cutting off our only route to the surface. No choice. We have to fight it.
Right.
Damn. Dear, I thought the worst was over.
Helios, help us.
And here is the first boss battle of the game. So, for the start, I am going to just do this. This is one of the enemies you only encounter once in the whole game as this, so it can be easily considered missable, especially if you somehow manage to kill it too quickly. Which, at level 5, you really shouldn't be able to kill it too quickly, but you never know. As you can see, the elemental efficacies are all 1.2 times the damage. Can be burned, frozen, poisoned. Unfortunately, it's holding a poison quartz. I have not obtained any yet, so I can't really do much there. Mute, blind, and so on and so forth. Boy, he's a big dragon. Stone Gargoyle, spoken of in Erebonian legend, sturdy body repels physical attacks.
My turn.
So,
It's my turn. Marcus, activate.
let's start off with some strong magic spells while we can.
It's my turn.
Let us break shot. Didn't get the defense drop, unfortunately.
You're mine. Go.
My turn.
So let us do a resounding beat. Even if this boss is rather low level, and as you saw, it only did like 171 damage. Do not underestimate any enemy in this game. Some of the weak enemies can even take you by surprise.
Take this. Go. It's my turn. How about this?
I got the defense down, good.
Right.
As you see, it only says defense down for one more turn. Bosses do not stay with debuffs that long, unfortunately. It'd be nice if they did, but unfortunately they don't. So you gotta try to take advantage of it whenever you can.
Here we go. All right.
That's what I've been live streaming.
Right. Eat that. Here we go.
My turn.
So now he's just casting a spell, and he just stunned one of my characters. Let's see if I can break shot. Got it. And let's heal him. And I'm going to use a Curia Balm. What that does is it's basically a one-item cure-all. The only thing it doesn't do is heal the character's HP.
Leave it to me. There.
Time to refresh everybody with the resounding beat.
How about this?
Break shot.
My turn. It's my turn.
If you guys noticed that, even though he ended up missing 2 targets, only one person can counterattack per turn. If multiple characters are able to avoid, then it makes most of the battles way too easy.
There. My turn.
Right.
it to me. Right. How about this? Oh, too slow. Here we go. Leave it to me. Take this. My turn. It's my turn. How about this? All right. There. Here we go.
Oh, here we go with his metamorphosis. Now he's into phase 2, where he hits much, much harder.
Keep it up, everyone!
Now is where this fight really gets started. When an enemy changes, though, you can also see that some of their stats also end up changing a little bit. If you can notice, the elemental efficacies, his water and wind resistance now went down by 25, and his fire resistance went down by 5. He's still heavily weak to earth, though. Stone Gargoyle, spoken of in Erebonian legends, repels intruders with powerful gusts of wind. This is why I did not use my fire spells yet, or any of my spells, because he's going to need to get hit a lot with magic.
It's my turn. How about this?
Shot, defense down, good.
It's my turn.
You see, even with a defense up, he still hits like a damn truck.
Not good. Keep it up, everyone!
Let's see the zombie beats again.
My turn.
Now, to prevent the risk of my healer going down, me having to waste 2 turns to get him back up, I'm just going to heal him like that. Which I'm glad I did. I'm going to do it again.
Thanks.
Because I need him to stay up there.
Here we go. All right, let's do this. Leave it to me.
Let's also increase our strength.
It's my turn.
Right!
Needle shoots.
Leave it to me.
In case you're wondering, it's at resist because Needle Shoot also does a petrify effect. And unfortunately, petrification is not something this thing can be hit by. Kind of obvious, since he is technically made of stone, he can't be restoned.
Arcus, activate. Huh.
But it is what does the most damage.
Here we go. There. It's my turn.
And I missed that, unfortunately. So who needs a heal right now? Doesn't look like anybody does, really. So let's just try to hit him with another Needle Shoot.
This isn't good.
Another Needle Shoot again. Give me a second, guys. I gotta mute for a minute. Okay. Back in. Items. Need to heal at Machias. Can't have him going down yet.
Appreciate it.
When it comes to these battles, if even one character goes down, it becomes a lot harder. Because you have to end up either reviving or fighting without him. And that's less firepower. And it's best to keep your HP as high as possible for stuff like that.
Go. Leave it to me.
Let's move him up a little bit.
Leave it to me.
And let's move Gaius over here now. Because I'm going to need to do the... Oh shit, that's not good. So, those you want to try to avoid when they're charging up their attacks. That's where skills like this come in handy. Impede, which, if you're lucky, should stop them from doing whatever the hell they're trying to do.
It's my turn.
It is very needed. Especially with the amount of bullshit that some of the enemies can play.
All right. Won't give up. There.
Green might go down here, but if he does, it's fine. I'll be able to revive him. It's only one character down. It's not that far. It's not that bad.
Leave it to me.
That's why I also have these things from the DLC items. The Zerum capsules and Zerum powders are really good healing items. However, I'm going to do what I can to preserve them only for boss fights.
It's my turn. How about this?
Now let's bring everybody back together again.
My turn.
My turn.
So that I can do resounding beat once again.
My turn. There. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. How about this?
Lowered his defense, but it doesn't matter because he just got his turn. And he missed Machias. That's good.
My turn.
Whenever an enemy misses, it's always a good thing.
My turn. There. It's my turn. This can't be happening.
My turn.
Okay, now that Machias just went down, there's no point in wasting a Zerum powder when it's so close to the end of this fight. So I'm just going to use a standard heal item.
Here we go. There. All right.
And with this, boss fight
Right. How about this?
is done. Now everybody sit back and enjoy the cutscene.
All right, let's keep moving. Great.
All right.
Green leveled up, Elliot leveled up, Blue Lullaby. Not a bad skill.
Nice. An A+ outcome. Is it dead?
No, it's down but not out.
That's one hell of a second win.
Looks like this thing has our number.
It's no use. We're too spent to go another round with it. Guess I have no choice. I'll have to.
Stand back! Here!
You made it!
You've certainly got some good timing.
Seems like you're all okay at least.
I'm sorry we took so long.
You're here, and that's what counts.
So, a gargoyle, is it? I didn't expect to find the Dark Ages alive and well down here. It doesn't seem like it'll go down easily.
We give it everything we had, but as you can see, it's rallying at an alarming rate.
With this many of us, if we could just find an opening.
Fine. I guess I'll help out.
So it's all come down to me then.
You!
Arcus, activate!
Airstrike!
An opening!
As you can finally see Fee's weapon, she uses gun blades.
This one's mine! Ah!
It's...
We did it!
I think that's the end of it.
At the very least, that creature doesn't seem like he'll be coming back for a rematch anytime soon.
What happened there anyway? Right at the end of the battle.
Now that you mention it, I did feel something wash over me for just a second there.
There was a shimmering veil of blue light surrounding each of us.
Was there?
I did notice something as we fought. But I felt like I could see everyone's movements in precise detail.
I don't think it was just your imagination.
Agreed. I have a feeling what we just experienced was...
The biggest selling point of the almighty Arcus? Give this man a prize. Looks like friendship and teamwork saved the day once again. I'm so proud of you guys. Anyway, that about finishes up today's special orienteering exercise. Aw, what's with the long faces? I thought you'd all be happy.
What are we supposed to be happy about?
I have so many questions, I'm not even sure where to start.
Oh?
I'll take a stab at it. What exactly is the purpose behind this Class 7?
I mean, we get that it's supposed to be some sort of melting pot that includes a broad cross-section of people.
But why were the 9 of us chosen in particular?
That is a valid question. There's no single monolithic reason why you all made the list. But if I had to name a major contributing factor, it'd be those Arcus ordnance you've got there.
How so?
Well, like I explained earlier, the Arcus units are developed jointly by the Epstein Foundation and the Reinford Company. Like any battle ordnance, they let you use arts, and these have communication functionality built right in. But their crowning feature is what's known as combat linking. That's the phenomenon you all experienced just now.
So that's what that was.
Seems like a pretty apt term. It did feel like we were all connected somehow.
Precisely.
doesn't take a genius to imagine how much of an advantage a feature like that would be on a real battlefield. An elite unit that can sense each other's movements, acting in perfect sync even in the most chaotic conditions. You can hardly put a price on that. It could bring about a revolution in the way wars are fought.
It does sound rather
Idealistic.
Well, yeah, the technology has its limits. Some have a natural aptitude for it, others just don't. And out of this year's fresh batch of bright-eyed students, the 9 of you turned out to have the highest aptitude. And since aptitude trumps background in Class 7, well, here you are.
I see.
So unenthusiastic.
But what gives us this aptitude, though, as compared to our peers? Just seems so random.
What indeed? As promised, if any of you have objections to being in this class, speak now or forever hold your peace. I think that pretty much covers the hows and whys of your situation. But this program isn't cheap to run, so we're not about to force anyone into it if they don't want to be here. You should also be aware that Class 7's curriculum will be tougher than any other class's coursework. Just fair warning. So now you know, and that leaves you all with an important decision to make. Will you stick with Class 7 or not? Oh, if you opt out, you'll just be placed in the class you would have been assigned to otherwise. There's no pressure. Nobles will land in Class 1 or 2, commoners in 3, 4, or 5. It's still just the first day, so there's no real catching up you'd have to do. I'm sure you'd fit in just fine.
I'll do it. Whatever.
Oop.
Oh, wait,
Pressed the X
what?
button too early.
Just like that?
So you're the first, then. You seem pretty sure about it. Any particular reason?
Not really. I just feel like I've put my family out asking them to send me to this school. So, if it gives me more to show for my time here, I'll take whatever opportunities come my way.
A noble sentiment.
Count me in as well. The greater the challenge, the more I can push myself to excel. One can't hone a blade without grit, after all.
Let's make it 3. Considering how far I came to attend this school, it'd be silly to back down before I even started.
Well, looks like we've got the country's strongest freshman on board, and our foreign exchange student, too. Any more takers?
Allow me to take part as well. I was only able to come because of the school's generosity, so I feel it's my duty to help in any way I can.
Sign me up too! I kinda feel like fate brought us here for a reason, you know? And you all seem pretty easy to get along with.
And that's a yes from our 2 Orbital staff testers. Though I feel compelled to remind you, your weapons are still in the prototype stage. So on top of your other work, I'll be expecting reports from both of you.
Of course.
Maybe I spoke too soon.
Let me join too.
Huh?
Oh, there's a surprise. I was almost certain your rebellious streak would see you opt out just on general principle.
It does bother me that you've got us using these Arcus units that are still pretty clearly in development. But if I let every little nitpick like that hold me back, I'd never amount to much.
Words to live by right there. And that brings us to an even 6. Now, what about you, Fee?
Don't really care either way. You can choose.
Not this time. This is one call you're gonna have to make for yourself. That was the deal, remember? You need to take control of your own life.
Fine, I'm in.
even more
Well, at least
unenthusiastic
you committed.
characters.
We've got a magnificent 7 now. Which leaves just the two of you. I can see you got issues with each other, but that doesn't mean you can't at least try to work together. Why, if you just look past your differences and embrace the joys of youth, I'm sure you'll become the best of friends.
Like hell we will! The exploitation of the common people by the aristocracy is a blight on every facet of Erebonian life. Unless something is done about it, this country has no future.
I appreciate your candor, but I don't think you're going to achieve much by lecturing me about it.
Well, at least that makes this simple. I, Eustace Alborea, claim my place as a member of Class 7.
Huh?
Why? You're the son of a duke. Just the thought of being in the same class as commoners should make you sick.
I'll thank you not to tell me how I'm supposed to feel. As far as the House of Alborea is concerned, there's little difference between other nobles and commoners. Besides, this should at least ensure I won't have fools flitting about every day trying to win my favor. That said, I have little interest in getting drawn into your petty arguments on a daily basis either. I think it would be prudent for us to go our separate ways. I'm certain we can at least agree on this, no?
I don't need some pompous ass who coasts through life on his father's coattails telling me what to do. I'm in. Come hell or high water. You might have had your successes spoon-fed to you up to now, but no outmoded class system is going to hand you trophies anymore.
We'll see about that.
They're going to be like this pretty much all year, aren't they?
Sure seems that way. I wouldn't bet on them ever seeing eye to eye.
Oh.
The pots shouldn't be too hard on the kettles.
Give a guy a break.
Well, how about that? 9 out of 9. With that, I'd like to congratulate all of you on being the first ever Class 7. I hope you keep those high spirits all year, because with the workload we've got planned for you, you'll need it.
Well, I wasn't expecting Class 7 to turn out quite as diverse as this. It certainly promises to be an interesting year.
You took the words right out of my mouth. But perhaps this too is the divine providence of the goddess, no?
How do you mean?
Seeing them there, I feel they have the potential to be the light we seek. A light that can break through the storm clouds that continue to build over our nation day by day.
I really do wish this was the animation style for some of the battles. This is lovely. Remove Marcus and Eustace's costumes. After this point, you will be temporarily unable to change them. Nope. And with that, I would believe that is the end of this chapter. So let us save right here. If it's not, though, we'll go a little bit further. Yep, we go on just a teensy smidge. As you see, this doesn't go day by day. It just goes like after a few weeks. So...
All right.
That is Reen's family, so he has a little sister, and his mother and father are pretty good looking.
Time to get going.
Oh, Reen!
Morning, Elliot.
Good morning. Are you heading to school now too? How about we walk there together?
Sure. It's getting late though, so we might need to pick up the...
No problem. I'm guessing everyone else left already, huh?
I think so. I'm not sensing anyone else on this floor, at least. Gaius in particular is probably long gone by now, being the early riser he is.
Oh, okay then. He's not sensing anyone? What does that mean exactly?
Huh.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning! Are you two on your way to school?
Yeah. Come on, Emma. We're going to be late.
Hey, wait for me, Elisa. We'll see you in class.
I never would have guessed she'd hold a grudge this long. She knows it was just an accident, right? She has to. Can't believe she'd be so sensitive.
No kidding. She's not even giving me a chance to apologize to her.
Well, as long as you keep trying, I'm sure she'll understand. Eventually. Class 7's got enough tension as it is, what with our two, prideful warriors at each other's throats. So I think it would be a load off everyone's mind if you and Elisa could make up at least.
I'll certainly do what I can, whatever that may be.
Right now, the characters are just walking on to school, so...
These past 2 weeks have really flown by, haven't they? It's funny. I went into this thinking combat practice would be the toughest part of the curriculum. Never would have guessed the academic side of things might give it a run for its money.
Well, strong in body and mind is pretty firmly embedded into Imperial culture. I do get what you mean, though. I figured I'd be able to coast through the year, but I've had to very quickly reevaluate that.
You too, huh? I wish I were as smart as Machias or Emma. They don't seem to be having any problems at all. But then, Emma got the top score on the entrance exam, and I'll bet you anything Machias wasn't far behind.
I'm sure. Eustace and Elisa are apparently doing really well too, as are Laura and Gaius.
Really? Guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up then. Though I really do hope they don't mind.
Huh? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, sorry. You got me thinking about Eustace and Laura. I've been talking to them the same way I talk to everybody else, but they're both nobles, right? And Eustace's family rules over the whole eastern side of the Empire, so it kind of feels like I should address them more formally.
Well, they both said it was okay, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Though you probably shouldn't go picking fights with Eustace every chance you get, like a certain someone else.
Oh, I don't plan on it. I'd hoped they'd get along a bit better over time, but if anything, things seem to be spiraling downhill fast on that end. When the two of them are in the same room, there's just this constant tension in the air.
It's not all Machias either. Eustace seems to enjoy provoking him at every opportunity. I can't even imagine what it would take to make them see eye to eye at this point.
Yeah, I wish there was something we could do to help them get along. And that's where we'd be if we weren't in Class 7. Dormitory number 2, for all the common folk like us.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? I'm still kind of shocked that Class 7 gets to have its own dormitory. Though, to be fair, I think that building was abandoned till this year.
Well, they did a good job. It's got a nice feel to it. I just wish it were a little closer to the academy.
Hey, you're in our way. Class 7, I see.
Is something the matter?
You're just a ragtag bunch of nobodies, aren't you? Come on, we're leaving.
Yes, Patrick! A word of advice. You might be part of a special class, but that doesn't change who you are. Never forget your place.
So they're from one of the upper classes. This is why I hate talking to them.
Unfortunately, that attitude is all too common among the nobles. Thank goodness Laura and Eustace aren't like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That's the infamous dormitory number 1, where all the nobility lives. It's supposed to be super fancy inside, with maids and butlers and everything.
Wow, really? Guess that's our cue to pick up the pace.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hey, have you picked out a club to join yet? Doesn't sound like you have to or anything, but it's probably a good way to meet people.
No, I'm still looking. It's hard to decide on one.
Guess we're gonna go through some of the classes for a little bit.
Stand, bow, be seated.
As I'm sure you're all well aware, the Erebonian Empire was driven to the brink of collapse roughly 250 years ago. This was brought about by the conflict we know as the War of the Lions. A civil war lasting several years, staged over the throne of the late Emperor by the most powerful of his potential successors. But of course, I'm not here to tell you that. If I were, I think even young children would be able to pass this course. Rather, I'd like to discuss the effects this had on the Empire as members of the aristocracy were drawn into the war. Many hired mercenaries turned to looting and pillaging, and a similar trend could even be seen among some of the knights. The land was left utterly devastated, and morale was at an all-time low. But then, lo and behold, into this nightmare stepped a man willing to take a stand against this bloody war of succession. He was a wandering prince who began to rally forces from the outskirts of the Empire, and would go on to make quite a name for himself. And that name, of course, was Dreikel's Rice Arnold. He would later become known as Dreikel's the Lionheart, the 73rd Emperor of Erebonia, and father of the Renaissance. Not to mention the founder of this very academy. Dreikel's army was initially rather small in number, but as he traveled across the Empire, winning over the hearts of influential sympathizers, his forces rapidly increased. Now, the place where Emperor Dreikel's first began gathering his army was... Reinschwarzer. Would you care to tell the class?
The place where Dreikel's first started to gather his army was the... This is another one of the multiple choice questions that if you get right, you get a reward. If you don't, you miss out on some of the stuff. The answer to this question is the Nord Highlands. Hold on. Prince Dreikel's wandering led him to the land of Nord, where he lived with the vagabonds for some time. It was there that he heard of the civil war taking place in Erebonia, and those vagabonds of Nord became his very first allies. Yes, I got it right. As you see there, Alyssa tried giving us the answer as well, just in case. But, as she says, guess he didn't need her help after all. AP points are what you're going to need to get high rankings and very special rewards. Academic points. By making good decisions, acting appropriately, and completing quests, you will gain academic points, ranks. When you've accumulated enough AP, Your rank will increase the next time you report a quest. There are 15 ranks ranging from B7 to A0. Every time your rank increases, you will receive a perk from the Academy.
Nice work, everyone. You made it through another grueling day of classes. In case you've been living under a rock, please don't forget that tomorrow is your first free day. It's not technically a day off, but there are no classes, so it's up to you what to do with your time. Why, you could go shopping in the capital if you wanted to. Or just do what I do and sleep all day. Sleep is so wonderful.
Yes, as you can see, our teacher can be a little lazy.
Yes, I'd like to be able to use the free study area in the library myself.
Of course! This school shuts down for no one. So feel free to patronize any and all facilities as you like. A lot of clubs have meets scheduled for these free days as well, so anyone who's joined one should probably check on that.
I see.
I'll be certain to do so.
Also, before you leave, we should go over what's happening next week. On Wednesday, you all have your practical exam.
A practical exam?
What does that entail exactly?
It's part of your combat training. You'll be graded on your performance, so make sure you're well rested and ready for battle by then. Might be a good idea to do some training on your own time too, just to keep from getting rusty.
Interesting.
I definitely don't like the sound of that.
Oh, and one more thing. After the practical exam is over, I've got another important announcement. About a major part of Class 7's curriculum that I haven't mentioned at all yet.
What?
Here it comes.
So, whatever you choose to do on your free day, make it count for something. That concludes today's homeroom. Machias, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. All rise. Bow.
I'd be happy to help you train if you need a sparring partner. The gymnasium looks big enough that I'm sure we'd have no trouble finding a good spot for it. It's very kind of you to offer, but I was planning attending club practice that day. I've joined a club already. Which one did you pick? So I'd try for the band, though I'm not sure how much use I'll have for a violinist. Didn't know you played the violin. Did you just pick it up for fun? Yeah, something like that. How about you guys? Have you joined any of the school's clubs? Considering joining the art club. Art. Oh, somehow that's not what I pictured for you. No pun intended. Do you have any artistic experience? I dabbled in it back home. Taught myself though, so I feel like this could be a good chance to learn proper technique. It's pretty cool. I'd love to see some of your work sometime. Oh good, you're still here. Instructor? Is there a problem? No, I was just hoping someone could do a teensy little favor for me. There's something I need picked up from the student council room. Something you need picked up? What would that be? That's for me to know and for you to find out. All I'll say is it's something absolutely essential to your school life. And somebody needs to go get it. Though it doesn't matter who. Any volunteers? Sure, I'll go. If I show up in the student council room and tell them you sent me, they'll know why I'm there, right? Wait, are you sure you don't mind? You two have clubs to go to, right? I'm still totally undecided, so this shouldn't be a big deal at all. I can look in on a few clubs myself along the way, in fact. Well, if you really don't mind. Thank you. The student council room is in the student union building next door, at the end of the hall on the second floor. It's open until quite late, so there's no rush. Thank you, my dear. I leave everything in your capable hands. Okay. And so with that, everybody, we shall leave off at this point for now. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. But for now, feel free to step into the light, but don't be afraid to return to the shadows. Thank you all for watching, and see you all next time.